It's true that not understanding how old 81 years old looks sometimes is maybe a Democratic Party mistake. But Democrats are not the party that picked the guy whose charity was shut down as a fraud, whose fake university was shut down as a fraud, whose business was convicted on multiple felony fraud counts, whose CFO is quite literally in jail, who had one personal lawyer put in prison and the other has lost his law license.
Absolutely down. This Rachel Maddow, what does she have? She's got nothing. Nothing. She took a sabbatical where she worked 1 day a week. They paid her a lot of money. She gets...
Who just handed Trump the verbal smackdown of the century? Rachel Maddow went full scorched earth, live on TV, leaving the orange overlord scrambling like someone unplugged his tanning bed mid-session. So what stopped Donnie diving for a comeback this time? Maddow didn't just drag him, she exposed him, shredded him, and served him up like yesterday's cold fast food.
Has come in the spin room, and he is desperately trying to get the attention that I think he needs his oxygen at this point, even though I think that most of the people in this room that are here spinning on his behalf know that he had a bad night.
Is he literally standing there like he's his own surrogate, trying to get people to talk to him about his own performance?
Exactly.
She cracked open his dirty secrets, laid out his chaos resume, and reminded the world why Trump's approval ratings are somewhere between mold and mosquitoes. Buckle up, because we're diving headfirst into the train wreck of Trump's latest unraveling. And Maddow? She's got the receipts, the commentary, and the knockout punch he never saw coming.
For the record, I will note that Donald Trump did admit in his remarks today explicitly that Elon Musk is the head of Doge. And while that comes as no surprise to anybody who's been following the facts of this matter, that will end up in court because that is directly contrary to what the administration has overtly sworn to a federal judge about the leadership of Doge. I should also note, and this doesn't have to be for the record, I'll just note it for our own experience tonight, that at that point in the speech, when the president talked about how we will no longer be ruled by unelected bureaucrats, Democrats in the chamber pointed and laughed at Elon Musk. Unelected bureaucrat. Nicole Wallace, I'm sorry to dump a lot of fact checks there, and that's not even scratching the surface of the things that need to be fact checked there. That's literally what was off the top of my head. So there's more to say along those lines.
What set off the human spray tan this time? Maddow took aim at his greatest weakness, reality. She didn't need to scream, tweet in all caps, or hurl nasty names. She simply laid out facts so damaging, so humiliating, that somewhere in Florida, Trump was definitely flipping over gold-plated golf carts. Her weapon of choice? The truth about his crumbling empire, his never-ending legal nightmares, and that sweet little detail called unpopularity. The kind of numbers that make used car salesmen look like national heroes.
So if you don't stand for anything other than what he wants, you don't vote, you just put him in power. And once he's there, nobody is allowed to disagree with him or say anything that he doesn't believe.
And what is that called?
That is what a lot of other countries all around the world have, and it is not democracy. And so he's trying to get rid of the American system of government, and that means getting rid of a government that does anything other than serve him.
Let's talk ratings. Trump's favorite word. This guy is so obsessed with being liked, he once bragged about his TV appearances like a B-list celebrity on a reality rehab show. Maddow served him the cold, hard truth. His approval ratings are in free fall, hitting numbers so low they might qualify for deep-sea exploration. She laid out polling data that painted a picture even more tragic than his hairline. And predictably, Trump lost his ever-loving mind because nothing, asterisk, and I mean nothing asterisk, bruises his ego more than knowing that people would rather have literally anyone else, even canned soup, over his leadership.
Back all over this country has thrown down stop strips in the road to flatten their tires and at least slow them down and sometimes to stop them. And it has happened everywhere. And none of it has been easy, given the scale of what they are trying to do to this country. But the feedback loop here is very clear 6 weeks in.
But Rachel didn't stop there. Oh no. She peeled back the layers of scandal like an onion, each one stinkier than the last. From tax fraud allegations to his MAJ-fueled riot tour, Maddow rolled out the receipts like it was Black Friday. And Trump? He's out here denying reality like it's a bad Yelp review. Maddow reminded America that this is the same man who declared bankruptcy so many times. Even Monopoly refuses to license him. She exposed how he built a brand on smoke and mirrors, yet can't handle a single moment of accountability without launching into toddler-level meltdowns.
They're really screwed up. I watch this MSNBC, which is a threat to democracy, actually. They're stone cold, but they're stuttering. They're all screwed up. They're all mentally screwed up. They don't know what. Their ratings have gone down the tubes. I don't even talk about CNN. CNN's sort of like, I don't know, they're pathetic, actually. But MSNBC was mean. Their ratings are absolutely down. This Rachel Maddow, what does she have? She's got nothing.
Nothing. And here's the kicker. Trump can't fight back. Not really. While Maddow is calmly destroying him with words and wit, he's lashing out on Truth Social like an angry raccoon in a gold cage, slamming his tiny fingers on the keyboard and hurling insults at the wind. His responses? Garbled messes filled with typos, random capitalizations, and grammar so bad it's now being used to teach high school students what asterisk, not asterisk to do. Meanwhile, Maddow outlined how his campaign money vanishes faster than his lawyers, and how every time he opens his mouth, another legal team quietly backs away. And what does Trump do? He accuses her of being unfair. That's right. The man who insulted war heroes, mocked disabilities, and told an entire country that a deadly virus would just disappear is now out here crying about fairness. Maddow didn't just report the news. She drop-kicked his credibility, and the man couldn't handle it.
For the record, there is no EV mandate. For the record, oil and gas production in the United States hit all-time records under President Joe Biden. For the record, even Doge has never claimed that they have saved hundreds of billions of dollars in savings. The largest items they have claimed to achieve as savings in the U.S. budget have been debunked and they've been taken down, but even they don't falsely claim hundreds of billions of dollars.
And let's not forget the icing on this disaster cake. While Maddow dissects his every failure with calm, precise commentary, Trump's out here trying to gaslight the nation into thinking his presidency was a golden era. The man actually thinks he deserves a statue, when in reality, all he's earned is a wax figure in a house of horrors and a permanent spot on late-night comedy reels. Just when you think Trump's blooper reel couldn't get more jam-packed, Maddow casually flips to the next chapter. His real-life blunders that even bad sitcom writers wouldn't dare touch. Let's start with his Twitter addiction. Trump didn't just feud with world leaders. He clashed with celebrities, late-night hosts, random private citizens, teenagers, athletes, and anyone who dared breathe in his direction. Remember when he went after Chrissy Teigen for calling him out? Or when he decided that kneeling NFL players were somehow a national crisis on par with nuclear war? The man's thumbs practically had a vendetta against anyone who wasn't actively praising him.
To recap, it's a political party with no party platform, no normal nominating process for its nominees, no primary debates, and no general election debates. They're just coming off the worst back-to-back electoral performance by any party since before FDR. And it's all because it's what Trump wants.